everyone, I'm Salman here, and in this video, we are breaking down problem statements. And I'll show you how to define the problem clearly so you can tackle it effectively. Alright, so let's talk about something most people butcher, that is problem statements. See, a solid problem statement isn't just, oh, the app is broken, fix it, or people don't like this, do something. Nope, we are diving much deeper. Today, we are not only going to explain what a problem statement really is, but also talk about its types, how to structure it, and then we'll use our library app example from our previous video to break it down step by step. Okay, I hope you are excited as I am. And so let's get started. So what is a problem statement? Before everything else, what is a problem statement? See, a problem statement is like the foundation of a house. It defines the exact problem you're solving and sets the boundaries so you don't go off track. Okay, so why does it matter? Actually, let's see, why does it matter? See, without it you're solving random issues and uh wasting time. See, without a problem, what are you going to solve? Okay, so that's what I'm trying to tell. Without it you're solving random issues and wasting time. It aligns the whole team on what needs fixing. Now, if I found the problem, you need to clearly explain it, right? So that's when you align with the whole team and what needs fixing. Now, there are three key elements of a great problem statement. Uh, the key elements are, there are four, but primarily there are three. Okay. So the three ones are context. Context means what's happening, why does it matter, who's involved, and these are all the stuff the context explain. Now, in our library example, students are dropping off from the Prairie app post search because they can't find relevant books. In this problem statement, you can find that what is happening. Drop Students are dropping off from the library app post search. Okay, and you ask who's involved. Students are involved. Why it is happening? Because they can't find relevant books. And now, why does it matter? Because my business is getting down and people are going to physical libraries and not using my app. It is the context here. Now you have set the context. Now you need to create the impact of why should we care about it. See, when you create an impact here, when you talk about impact here, you ask the question of why should I care or we care. Now, the care, why I should care is, this is leading to, this leads to a 50% drop off rate, frustrated users, and reduced library engagement. Okay, so this is the impact of this context. Now you need to find the root cause. What is causing this mess? As in our previous video where we were identifying the problem, the root cause was the app search algorithm prioritizes old books over trending results, trending or relevant results. Okay, so this is the root cause. Now what your goal would be to solve this problem? I'm just writing it as usual, okay? But you need to write it in a more detailed way of, we need to design a search bar and a search algorithm that prioritizes newer and popular books for niche down audience as well as the general user. Okay? So I hope you understood the key elements. Then comes the types of problem statement. See, there are five types of problem statements: the descriptive one, the analytical one, the action oriented, the user centric, and the systemic. Okay. Now let's start with the problem statement, because uh, picking the right one is key to cracking the problem effectively. Now, if we talk about descriptive problem statement, right? So this focuses on describing what's wrong. Okay. And an example here would be students are frustrated. I guess what we can do here, if this itself is, no, this is not a problem. I'm sorry. Frustrated because the search function on the app doesn't show relevant books. Here you are focusing on describing what's wrong. Okay. Describing what's wrong. Cool. So this is what descriptive means. Then comes analytical problem statement. So this actually breaks down the root causes and insights. Okay. And one example would be, you need to talk about the problem statement. See, in the descriptive, you are focusing on describing what is wrong. That's it. But in the analytical, you break down the root cause and the insights. The root cause was the algorithm prioritizes old books, causing frustrations among the students who want trending content. Okay. So now here you talked about the root cause. Okay. And then you explain the insights. Cool. So this was analytical. Then comes action oriented. The action oriented, it is very simple. You just wanna write on what needs to be done. Basically defining, when defines what needs to be done. What needs to be done. Okay. And an example would be, we need to redesign the search function to prioritize trending, popular, and relevant results. So this was action oriented. You directly told what to do. That's it. Coming to user centric, what we do here is we focus entirely on the user's perspective. Okay. And then here the example would be that students can't find the books they are looking for. Okay. Making the app feel useless. Here you did not talk about the root cause, you did not say about drop off, you did not describe the problem. You just focused on the user's perspective. That's what we need actually. Okay. And in systemic, it's more like how can I tell you? Yeah, let me just think. Yeah, focuses on the broader interconnected system. You dig more deeper, more like a technical term. Okay, here we write the outdated catalog system feeds irrelevant data to the search algorithm, resulting in a poor UX. So now I hope you understood the three types of, I mean, five types of problem statement. That is descriptive, where you focus on describing what's wrong. Then comes analytical, that is breaking down the root cause and insights. Then comes action oriented problem statement, where it defines what needs to be done directly, no fluff or no nothing, that be being blunt. And then we have user centric problem statement, where we talk about, where we focus entirely on the user's perspective. And then at the end, we have systemic problem statement, which focuses on broader interconnected system. Okay. So I hope you are clear with this. Now, how to break down a problem statement? Okay. So for that, let me just write a thing here. Let's, before getting into example, just write how. First, step one. Step one, you start with context. Okay. First, you start with context on describing the problem simply with no technical terms or big words. Okay. And then what you will do is you will add an impact. You need to add an impact of why does this problem need solving. And then you pinpoint the root cause. Okay. And then you will define the goals. This is how you need to solve the problem. You need to first you describe the problem simply with no technical terms or big words. Then you add impact of why does this need problem solving. I mean, why does this problem need solving? And then you pinpoint the root cause of and by identifying what's causing the problem, and then you define the goals of what does the solution looks like. Now let's go to our example where we have this problem statement, right? Students can't find relevant books in the library app, leading to frustration and a 60%, not 60%, I guess 50%, uh, leading to 50% drop off rate. This happens because the search algorithm prioritizes outdated books over trending ones or frequently borrowed ones. The app needs a search function that surfaces relevant, popular, and current results. Now we need to break it down. Okay, let's start with our first step, that is the context. Now, when breaking it down, you need to first see what is happening. What is happening, guys? Students can't find relevant books on the library app. This is the first thing. Then who is affected? You need to see who is affected. Students and librarians. Okay. And then you need to see 1 minute. Let me just write it together. Cool, cool. Sorry, sorry. Yeah. Next, we need to see why it matters. So this is leading to low app usage, right? Then after this, we need to see the impact. So impact can be divided into two. That is called immediate impact, that is short term impact, and the long term impact. Okay. So if you see short term impact, the short term impact is students stop using the app. They ask a librarian for a manual. So these are immediate impacts. Then the next impact, the long term impact would be losing trust in the library system, digital system, obviously. And then this wastes students' time. Students' time. So these are the impact. Now, if you take the root cause, now see, we saw students can't find relevant books in the library app. Is the what's happening? We found who is affected, and we saw what is leading. That is 50% drop off rate. And then we found the impact by our own assumptions. And if you want, we can do the analysis and other research stuff. And when the root cause is already written here. This happens because the search algorithm prioritizes outdated books over trending and frequently bought ones. So this is the root cause. Okay. And then we have filters are too generic and don't allow for niche searches. Okay. And then at the end, we have goals, right? The goals part. The goal is to create an app needs a search function that surfaces relevant, popular, and current result. So we need to create smart search system, and then we need to improve relevance of search, and then array 1 minute relevance of search, and we need to add filters that are not generic. Okay, I hope you understood it. Okay, so we started by breaking down this problem statement into four, and then we have unconventional insights to include. So there are three types of unconventional insights which you can use. If you see, students feel unheard because they gave feedback about the app months ago and nothing changed. Okay, now if you see this issue, UX problems are also emotional problems. Okay, so you need to have emotional impact on your users. Next up is the behavioral patterns post issue. Students resort to inefficient manual searches or abandon the library altogether. Now if this is happening na, this post issue in the sense after issue, what is happening, you need to identify that pattern. People create workarounds when systems fail, but workarounds aren't loyalty, right? So they go to library directly to their library, I mean physical library, and they buy there. So if suppose they are doing that, that is a behavioral pattern. Then comes the opportunity costs. See, while users struggle with the library app, competitors like book discovery platform are stealing attention. Like, suppose your app is not doing well, your competitor will find that chance and they'll succeed. Like, every problem is a chance for someone else to succeed, right? That's what I'm trying to tell. I hope you understood how to break down a problem statement thoroughly. Okay. And you might have an assignment on this. So let me end this with a final takeaway that a problem statement isn't just about what's wrong, it's about understanding the layers, the impact, and the opportunities behind it. So, by applying the types of problem statements and breaking them down step by step, you don't just solve issues, you set the stage for meaningful solution. So, I hope you understood the whole concept of problem statement breakdown. I'll be seeing you in the next module. Till then, thank you and bye bye.